Well, good afternoon, evening, or morning, whichever one it might be. I doubt this live will last long. It's not a good time whatsoever, but we thought we would do it anyways. So let's see if anybody shows up, and if they don't, well, hey, doom, 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 doom. Well, one person showed up, probably my wife, hiding. She's good at that. Like I said, if nobody shows up, then we'll just cancel it. It's not a big deal. Kind of felt like doing a live to see just what would happen out here. Wow. So here it is, almost noon here in Angeles City. And it's a exciting day, hardly. I thought it'd be fun, though, to sit around and gossip today. It seems like everybody is gossiping. And so I thought, okay, let's gossip. Bruce Hart, good morning. Good morning, Bruce. How you doing? What's going on? How are things where you're at? Nice to see you. Thanks for showing up. Um, it's been interesting watching the past, I don't know, the past month, actually, to be honest with you, has been interesting watching the YouTubers with the drama and the throwing under the bus and the general bullshit and all of the accusations. And I thought, you know what? Let's talk about that. Let's see what people say about it. Which ones are they interested in, if any at all? Does it really actually pertain of the people that are actually dropping in, which I know is going to be limited because this wasn't advertised in advance or anything like that, but of the people that are actually dropping in, do they actually pay any attention to it? Bruce is doing good, living in Baguio. Oh, I bet it's beautiful up in Baguio right now. It's a nice day here, so I would assume it's pretty nice there. Ricky Last. Hey, Ricky, how are you? Hope things are going well. I put a scrolling ticker below. People keep asking for our email, and they seem to have a difficult time. I think maybe it's different for those of you on mobiles than desktops to get to that about section and get to the email and everything else. So I put it on like that. And then, of course, always the subscribe, like, and share uh, request. But what is it like for you? Do you guys pay any attention to these YouTube channels that are just spewing all kinds of gossip? And I'm not saying it's bad, okay? It's information and it's what people apparently want to see. But how does it impact you? Do you find that it turns you off? Are there YouTubers that you don't care for because of that? Are there YouTubers that you think is just bullshit? I don't know. I'm interested to see if anybody will say. Ricky says he's doing great, just having lunch at the Wild Orchid. You know, Ricky, I was just down at Tequila Reef this morning. Hopefully we can run into each other before you leave. Please do shoot me an email give me a way to contact you. Definitely would love to spend some time with you. That's for it. That's for sure. So anyways, getting back to the gossip. I mean, you've got gossip going on with multiple people reporting on stuff. Okay, so I recognize that what I say is going to offend some people. And I don't mean it in an offensive way, but when you rely on information that you're gathering from other people instead of directly from the sources, then your information is secondhand. And we're starting to see a lot of that. We're starting to see a lot of these drama channels trying to drive their numbers up and keep their numbers up by reporting on specific instances. And I want to know, do you have an instance of, or do you know of channels that do that? And then more than that, what do you think about them? What do you think about these channels that go and look at other channels that are reporting on something and then turning around and re-reporting on it, even though their information is just what other people are reporting? They're not getting it firsthand. Bruce says some amount of gossip is okay, but sometimes it gets out of hand. Oh, well, you know what, Bruce? I definitely agree with that. I really do. Are there particular channels that you think take that too far? Are there channels that you think live on the drama and gossip because they just simply don't have anything else? They can't create an intelligent, and I don't mean intelligent, that's a bad word, a stimulating video or a stimulating bit of content. Is that part of it? You feel that they have to copy it. They have to regurgitate other information. And we've done that ourselves. I mean, I'm not saying that we're not guilty of that. We've done it ourselves. We've made comments about it. But we limit it. We don't, our channel, those of you that watch our channel on a routine basis know that is not the type of content we live on. We absolutely do not. But what do you think about it? And what channels do you think are that? And then I would say, you know what? What do you consider the biggest bit of drama and gossip out there right now? Ricky says, going to go see my mom-in-law today before she leaves for Samar. Then after today, we are free. Okay, great. You know what, Ricky? Today's Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, I'm meeting a friend and subscriber at Tequila Reef for a while. But I could be available, or Lynn and I could be available Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, whatever. Just shoot us an email and let us know what works for you. Bryce says, are you referring to the drama between Tim K versus Andy, Omar, and Mogman? Well, Bryce, that's certainly one of them. That's not the only one. And I would say this when it refers to, Andy is reporting on information he's been given or acquired, to the best of my knowledge. And then in turn, the drama between Tim K and Mogman is between the two of them. And I haven't spoken to either one of them personally, face to face. In fact, I don't even watch Tim K, to be honest with you. Not that there's anything wrong with him. All right. People obviously like him. He's got huge subscriber numbers. But, and I have met Mogman in the past and his wife. Charming, sweet, very nice. But in return, though, what do you think about it? Do you think that's something that other channels are going to be reporting on and dragging it out, and they're not going to have? Because I don't see Tim K going to offer any one-on-one um, response over the subject. Personally, I don't think so. Okay, so you're only going to get really one and a half side of the story. I did go back prior to this live and look at a couple of blogs that he put out just recently about it, but it was really not much information, to be honest with you. Ricky Last, you're the only channel I really watch as far as Philippine bloggers go. Well, thank you, Ricky. We feel honored that you consider us worthwhile to watch. That's for sure. We're just simple people. Look, you know what? We talk about the stuff that we know. We talk about the things that we've done. When you look at other bloggers, evaluate just how relevant their real-time expertise is. Where have they been other than where they live as an adult? Where have they been in the past 10 years here in the Philippines, okay, other than where they live, other than the general 20-mile radius of where they live? Where have they been? What have they done? Have they purchased vehicles? Are they familiar with that? Have they, and I'm saying, over the years, in the last 5 years, because the laws have changed in registration and everything goes along with it. Number two, have they purchased property? Have they purchased land? Have they purchased condos? Have they been to other types of resorts? And I'm not knocking people that have not, okay? But what I am saying is that maybe you have to kind of take into account where the information comes from, the credibility of being on that, hands-on type situation. Some of these bloggers, they go nowhere, they do nothing, and they have great, pertinent information. Great. More power to them. We wish them all success. There aren't any channels that we wish failure or ill will towards, that's for sure. But what I am interested in today, I'm interested in gossip channels that have nothing better to do than to talk about other people that are YouTubers, or to talk about other situations of YouTubers that they have no actual experience with, okay? Now, some of them have experience with, but some of them have no experience with the certain current conditions. So what is it that you guys think? I'd like to know, do you actually watch some of these drama channels? All right. I mean, there are Philippine YouTubers that never put out drama, or very rarely put out drama. All right. And then there are channels that jump on every drama cord that happens, and I don't blame them. Okay. That's what they're about. That's what they do. That's how they go get views. All right. And it works for them, and so be it. But I want to know what everybody else thinks. Am I wrong in thinking that? Bruce says, I really just regularly watch your channel and the Philippine Info channel with Steve. I watch Steve. Excuse me. I have this post-nasal drip now for like 2 weeks. The change of weather has just really played hell on it. It's almost like I have allergies, but I don't think I do. But it goes down into my lung, and I end up coughing, and I apologize. My fault. So with all of those things being said, though, what do you believe in when it comes to that? Number two, when it comes to gossip, one of the other things that we see many channels talking about, and we've spoken about it in the past, and we see it more and more in our feed. Today in our feed, I just got two more videos from other bloggers, not even in the Philippines, that were talking about YouTube and false numbers and whether it's worth it to even continue. And I don't know if anybody's even up to that. Gossip has stopped me from watching other YouTubers, especially when they go hard after others for no apparent reason. Okay, Bruce, if gossip has stopped you from watching others, who did it stop you from watch? Who pushed it too far? I'd be interested to know that. Van Turner gossip. Hindenburg, Heidi, and Howdy Doody bobblehead cross-dressing George. They are in other people's lives, not in their effing business. Well, Van, you know what? I don't watch Heidi and George any longer. I quit watching them about a month ago. I don't wish them any ill will. They misunderstood something, threw me under the bus. I'm fine with that. I don't see any reason to go either way. It could be that, that they're gossiping too much, in your opinion, or in other people's opinions. But that's what drives, or one of the things that drives their channel. Now, they are multifaceted, okay? I'll give them credit where credit is due. They are multifaceted. They put forth a ton of effort. They really work hard at what they do. Do I find it worthwhile in my personal experience? No, I don't, Van. I really and truly don't. But more power to them, Izzy and Chris, Antics Help channel has no original content. It's almost cringy to watch them. They seem desperate for content. Good time for a live for you expat viewers. I don't know if it's a good time. I hope it is. We'll see. I was just sitting around thinking of things that we've got going on. I don't. Like I said, I stopped watching Antics a couple months ago, about somewhere around in there, maybe 6-7 weeks. It is what it is. I don't wish them any ill will. I wish them the best success. They're a bigger channel than we are. They have more viewers than we do. They get larger live streams than we do. I mean, who are we to say that they're not a successful effort? That's for sure. I give Heidi actually credit for being here, quite honestly. All right. My background would never, ever, you'd have to be very strong with those medical conditions that she has to have moved out of the social safety net in the U.S. to the Philippines. And I think that may show something about her devotion to George. I don't know. I have no clue. I'm speaking completely out of turn. All right? I really and truly am. But it's not content that I learn anything from. They don't have the type of content for me. Now, they may for other people for sure. Who knows? Bruce says, I agree about Antics. They turned me off, and at first I liked them. Well, you know what? And that certainly has happened to us. We've had viewers unsubscribe because they didn't like my attitude. They didn't feel Some people felt I was an egoist. Some people felt I'm a misogynist. I have my favorite British guy who hates me with a passion. There's all kinds of things. But that beside the point, we've got the antics, okay, people have mentioned. We've got the Tim K. Mogman issue, which has been mentioned. Who would you think has more? Van says, I couldn't live in their house. Just cat waste smell. No thanks. I don't know, Van. I have no idea what their house smells like. I can remember when I was young, I lived with a family for a short period of time that had 3 or 4 animals in their house. And it was a little messy. But I think maybe that kind of depends on how much effort you put into it. I don't know, Van. I really and truly don't. But I certainly can understand what you're thinking. That's for sure. Hapa, I missed the intro and the topic. Well, Hapa, the intro and the topic are pretty simple. Gossip. Do YouTube channels that primarily or often rely on gossip about other YouTubers without firsthand actual knowledge, relying on bits and pieces posted by other people, does that kind of gossip worth it for you to watch? Do you find that informative? Do you find you can actually trust that kind of information? Do you feel that the information that they relay is out there? And if so, or if not, either way, if you would comment as to what gossip channels or drama channels of YouTubers you don't approve of or do approve of, and why. That's what it's about, Hapa, if that makes any sense. And thanks for joining. Bruce says, as individuals, I am fine with Heidi, George, and Philly. Just the content was a problem. And I'll be very honest, okay? I am a moderator on Philly's channel. I moderate his live streams. I do it because I run into Philly quite often for breakfast at Tequila Reef. I go to breakfast at Tequila Reef on Tuesdays and Thursdays primarily. And I run into Philly down there. I don't do it because I agree with it. In fact, some of his live streams have just simply gone off the rails. And in order to keep track of all of the comments and to try and keep the comments within the YouTube community guidelines so he doesn't get in trouble, I help him. Okay? That doesn't, just because somebody moderates a channel doesn't mean they agree with every one of those instances. Now, as Bruce says, I don't have a problem with Heidi or George. Okay? Either one of them. I have no problem with anybody. All right? So, let me catch up here. All right, here we go. Michael, greetings from Dipolog, enjoying my trip back home. Great, Mike. Nice to have you. Thanks for dropping in, that's for sure. Tismus, the root of crab mentality here in the Philippines. Indeed it is. Hapa, it is crab mentality. There is no doubt about it. And for those of you that don't know what crab mentality is, crabs will crawl on top of each other to get to wherever it is they feel like that crab is going. It is a shameful thing. It really, well, it's not shameful. It is actually a natural thing for them. But what we have noticed is we've noticed that a lot of YouTubers are complaining about how many views they're getting, how little they're getting paid, and how they're being shadow banned and throttled and this and that. It is what it is. Sorry, I had a message from Arlen. You know what? Thank God we don't use YouTube money to live. That's all I can really say. Okay? I can tell you this. We have a condo. We have 2 vehicles, an electric trike. We have property and a home in Mindanao, and not a penny of YouTube money was used to acquire any of that. Everything we own's paid for, thank God. We were just very fortunate in our working life, and we don't get on down the road now. But a lot of YouTubers, they do depend on that money. And a lot of them apparently are having a difficult time. And I feel bad for them, to be honest with you. I feel bad that, there's a 1,000 more YouTubers in the Philippines than there used to be. So you're sharing that market with 1,000 more people. I feel bad for them in that they don't have that pandemic information that changes daily to report on. I feel bad for them that they were counting on YouTube money and it's not where it ended up. But do I feel bad enough to quit YouTube myself for them? Nah, I don't. I really and truly don't. In fact, I will tell you about a conversation I had with a British guy in Manila this weekend that I ran into. Arlen and I were in Manila this weekend. I'll tell you about that later. Hapa already did that. Trust Hindi Chismis. There you go. Bantu, like the Reef's breakfast. Yeah, you know what, Van? It's cheap. Although the price did just go up. It used to cost me for 3 eggs over easy, crispy bacon, home fries, and 2 slices of whole wheat toast, and 2 cups of coffee was 340 pesos. It just went up. As of today, it's 375 pesos. But it's, they know exactly what I want. I eat the same thing almost every time, and the staff knows me well. They treat me well. It's great. Can't beat it, Van, to be honest with you. Michael, I don't like gossip channels. Yeah, channels that make their existence by trying to stay afloat until the next piece of gossip comes along is it's a thing. It's a thing that we see happen out here. It's a thing that happens, I'm sure, in every country. I'm sure it happens all over. I don't know. But what I would like to know is have you ever stopped watching a channel because of its gossip content or its content in general and just said, I can't agree with that bullshit? And who was it? That would be interesting. Just a bill. Is Philly going to go back to Angeles, or is he relocating on? No, he's just visiting. In fact, excuse me, I'm pretty sure Philly is en route. Philly and Louisa are en route back to Angeles today. They may already be in Angeles. The flight that they're coming back on is the same flight that Arlen and I take routinely into and out of Butuan when we go down to our home in Mindanao to see Arlen's family. And so Philly and I had spoken extensively about the flight, the time, the timing, whether to spend the night before, just so you wouldn't have to worry about the bus ride and everything that goes along with it. So I think it's today he's coming back. And if so, he's on that early flight, and he should be in town or in, you know what? I don't know if he's flying direct to Clark, though. So either way, I think he's coming back today. Old Dog's end of life videos recently are eye-opening and good information. Makes you think how many have plans. Izzy, without a doubt. The end of life videos are something that people don't pay attention to. We have an end of life plan. I haven't posted anything about it at this point because what naturally comes with that is people start to question, well, what have you done to set up Arlene? What have you done to make sure, how is she going to prosper? And quite frankly, I don't want to answer those questions. That's Arlene's personal business. That's her personal life. And so we don't, our end of life, my end of life and its situation, all the paperwork's taken care of. I'll be burnt to a crisp, scatter my ashes here, save a little there, have a little ceremony for my daughter. And, but he's right. The end of life, do you have the paperwork in place? Do you have everything taken care of so it stays out of probate? How do you get funds back and forth? Those are all big deals. I find that in the last 5 years, the Philippines has changed. Michael, I think so. I think the Philippines has drastically changed in the last 10. And I think in the last 5, even, we've seen major changes. And I did a video talking about how powerful the internet is and how enabling it has become to Filipinos. I also want to do a video, but haven't done it yet, about how expats are becoming aware of the fact that this just is not their old Philippines. But for the time being, I'm put that on the back burner because I really want to know about how people feel about drama channels. Channels that actually thrive on drama. Channels that actually sit there and thrive on drama. All right? Channels that tell you that men are simps, that this person is cheating on that person and this and that, without having personal, direct, one-on-one conversations with the people in that realm of information that's being talked about in a relative time. In other words, just because you spoke with them 6 months ago, since this came up, have you spoken to them about it? Have you spoken about the recent things that you're talking about? How many of them have spoken with them? And again, I'm not, throwing anybody under the bus. All right. That's how some of these channels survive. And for some of them, that's how they eat. That's how they afford their medicine. That's how they feed their families. That's how they do whatever it is they do by making money to make it happen. So be it. I'm living here in Pangasinan, and for me, I don't really interact with foreigners because most of them think I'm part Pinoy. Well, there you go, Hapa. That's interesting. Nobody's going to mistake me for being part Filipino. That's for sure. I pretty much am the size of 3 average Filipinos. I'm 6 foot tall. All right. And I'm a robust individual. Isn't that a politically nice way to say fat? Okay. But either way, for me, maybe I have too much time on my hands. I watch too much YouTube. I see all of these things, and I wonder what happens. Hector, nice of you to join us, Hector. Thanks. Hector says, I enjoy a wide variety of content from food and travel, walking around, blogs and squatter areas, rage, ranting, troll drama. I do hate vloggers who feature their charity work for views. You know what, Hector? That's great. I mean, if you're diversified enough to watch all of these things, that's tremendous. And I think that there must be a lot of people like you, because otherwise these channels would not be as popular as they are. I just don't think that we can become one of those type. Well, first off, I just don't think we're going to chase the views, all right, or the members or the subscribers in order to just change what we do. We're just simple. We just do our everyday lives and questions and information. And when I say questions we have. We count on you, the viewers, all right, our subscribers, to post answers and questions to help keep us informed as well. That really is a part of it. We learn from our subscribers also. We're not angels. Plus, Hapa says, plus most drama that I'm seeing on YouTube from vloggers here in the Philippines is between expat versus expat. That's just my personal opinion and perspective. Yes, actually, every one of the drama channels that I am talking about, every one of them involves an expat view against another expat view. And then I see expat, and most of the time they're focusing on an expat Filipino relationship. All right. Now, that's different than the Tim K issue. All right. Tim K is a expat versus an expat. And again, I haven't spoken with Tim K. I don't know him. I don't watch him. All right. He's not the kind of content that I watch. All right. It's not that I don't like him. It's just that I don't know him and I don't watch his content. I did years ago, but quit watching it. But who is it that you do like that's full of drama? And who is it that you don't like that's full of drama? Michael says, I found that the poor in the Philippines are being priced out of basic life, basic needs. I think that's probably true, Michael, all across the world. I think the poor get poorer and the rich get richer. I really and truly do. I can't, we see the disparity here. We see so many, one of the things that we see, for instance, all right, we can go to a restaurant and we can get served by we can interact with 3 other people, servers at that restaurant. All of them, quite frankly, none of them are from Angeles. They're all from the provinces. What we do see is a higher level of middle class in the Angeles area. And those kids are being put through schools. They're being put through trade schools. They're not the working middle class, those young kids. I mean, granted, you got to have a college degree to work in SM or at a department store, but for the most part, when it comes to the restaurants, when it comes to the bar girls, when it comes to the non-corporate type work, they're not from Angeles, and they're not going to get rich. They're not going to get any richer. Period. Everyone's a YouTuber now. Mogman. Oh my God. Ainako. We were just talking about you. talking about drama and gossip channels. And somebody brought you up. I can't remember. I think it was Van Turner or somebody else. I can't remember, to be honest with you. But, now here's Mog. Mog has an issue with another YouTuber, and he's made it well known. And that YouTuber has an issue with Mog, and apparently he's made it well known. And with that being said, I'm trying to find out, how do these drama, what's more interesting to me, Mog, it's not about you and Tim. It's about people jumping onto your argument and making videos and live streams about it that aren't involved with you or Tim. In other words, we see people posting, channels posting because it's getting them views. And I want to know what people think about it. Ruby, good day, young lady. Nice to see you there. It's getting, I don't know what time it is in Australia right now, to be honest with you. Mogman says, Hapa 808. Yes, the most drama you will have here, as long as you're friendly with the people here, is other foreigners. They are all retired. So they have nothing to do and get bored and thrive off of drama. It certainly seems that way, Mog. Again, this postnasal drip. What we're seeing here in the past month or so, we see channels that are taking squabbles between people, and I'm not trying to minimize what's going on between you and Tim K, but there's squabbles, that's the best word I can come up with, all right? And turn around and they're riding on those coattails to get views. They're perpetuating the drama. Yet I would bet many of them have never spoken directly with you or with Tim. They're not firsthand. And it's whatever is the drama of the flavor of the day. They'll ride that coattail until they find the next piece of drama. And I want to know who people think shouldn't have to deal with. 375 a good munch. Yeah, honest to God, Van. 375, 3 eggs, cooked any way you want. It's like 4 pieces of bacon. I can't ever eat all the bacon. All right. 2 slices of bread, butter, jelly, and home fries, potatoes. And 2 cups of brewed coffee. It's a bargain at $3.75 in my opinion, even if I have to put up with Philly while I eat dinner. Just kidding, Philly, if you ever see this. The people in the Philippines are amazing, and 90% are great to you. There'll be rumors behind your back always, but Filipinos are all very friendly. Yeah, Mark, I agree. You know what? We've never had a problem. The only person that's ever thrown us under the bus has been a British guy and another YouTube channel. All right? That's it. And that's a expat. Well, not going to go into it. I've said that. If you want to know, go back to the beginning of the live stream and you'll find out who I'm talking about. Hector, I don't enjoy seeing bloggers poverty porn and showcasing slums. You know what, Hapa, I kind of agree with you. Poverty porn is a terrible word. I mean, that's just a way of life. We think of it as poverty because the standard of living is so far below what we are used to. So we use that word and phrase as poverty porn, and it's used worldwide. I think it's sometimes shameful to show how difficult it is for people to live. I mean, can you imagine trying to eke out a living if you live in Tondo, for instance? Okay? That's got to be a tough life. Can you imagine being a kid? I don't know. To me, that's a depressing situation. I'd rather see YouTubers fight than that, to be honest with you. But I do understand. Most recent study shows that over half of boomers have not saved enough for their retirement. No surprise there. One other stat is more than 65% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Yes, Hector, it is astounding to me. I have never, ever lived paycheck to paycheck. I have done without in order to save money to make sure I didn't have to live paycheck to paycheck, that I always had a little something, even when I had nothing, even when I was in college living off of ramen noodles and Kraft macaroni and cheese. I mean, I go back to the days when you could buy 10 boxes of Kraft macaroni and cheese for $1. They were 10 cents a box. That's how old I am. I mean, that was literally dinner 3 nights a week, because you'd have to eat like 2 boxes of that stuff to get a meal out of it. And tuna in a can was cheap. I would eat that also. Things have changed, though, that's for sure. Focus on Asia. JR, wow, what are you doing? It's the middle of the day over there in Thailand. Why aren't you guys out and about? For those of you that don't know JR, Focus on Asia. This guy has some of the best Thailand videos you will see. He and his wife are spending what seems like months over there going all through it. And I know that JR actually spent a lot of time in Thailand years ago. So he knows Thailand pretty well. But I highly encourage taking a look at least his most recent stuff, because they are really just going all over the place. Hello from Bangkok, here tonight and then heading into Laos. Oh, wow. Well, congrats, JR. Hope you guys have time. I can't wait to see the videos from Laos. But, okay, JR, I'm asking, what drama and gossip channels do you disagree with? Have you quit watching because they're just bullshit? I know you don't like, and you guys stay out of drama, but are there channels, you don't even have to mention the names, are there channels because of the drama and the gossip that they perpetuate, you've quit watching? That's what's going on. Hapa, Mogman, I totally agree with you on that. And that's why I enjoy living away from expat communities. Okay. And Hapa seems to enjoy it. And that's great. Van Turner, Philly would have the oldest girl finish private school in Angeles City at least this year. Yeah. I'm sure that he is, it's their goal that Hannah finish school here. And if Hannah continues on in her education here in Angeles City, I look at them staying here until that point in time. And I don't know where Philly and Louisa would go. I don't see him going anywhere that he can't continue to do and be an active blogger. Okay? But what do I know? As many issues as Angeles City area has, I just don't see a better area to live in the Philippines for us right now. Too many conveniences that I like to have, including Clark. Yeah, absolutely, JR. I thoroughly agree. We picked Angeles for specific reasons. The restaurants, the growth of the city, the international airport, the eventual railway that's coming through, and the vibrance of the expat community. I know a lot of people aren't into that, but I need other people to be able to talk to. Michael, one of the first vloggers in the Philippines I watched was a foreigner farming in the Philippines. He was informative at first, but turned gossip, fighting with other YouTubers, and would make offensive words. Okay, Michael, I've heard of that channel, but I've never seen it. I've never looked at it. I don't even know if he still has a channel. It's never come up in my feed, so I don't know. But okay, a foreigner in the Philippines. So now we've got a couple of people commenting on different channels that they find they don't care for anymore because of the content turning more of a gossip or mean-spirited or just nonsensical type situation. Hoppa, same. I have a few foreigner friends around I can travel to, but the big thing is to find foreigners that are good, that are loads of bad here. Yeah, I am sure there are. We never get real close to our expat friends. We have a handful of expat friends that we're very close with, and we pick them very carefully. And none of them are YouTubers, by the way. None at all are YouTubers. Barry, I'll be around for another 20 years, but the wife will be fine when I do go. See, Barry, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Nice of you to drop in, that's for sure. And I'm sure Barry's got stuff taken care of. Hang on just a minute. Sorry, this postnasal drip is killing me. That is for sure. Mogman, I'm very, very sad that I have to release a few drama videos. I just couldn't sit back anymore. The dude was warned for 4 years. You know, Mogman, I fully understand. I really do. If only information I have to go on is what you have posted, I would have released a video long ago. I really and truly would. I mean, the things that are in the text messages and everything, they're pretty damning as far as I'm concerned. Why would I watch a YouTube channel on gossip in the Philippines? Well, Michael, I don't know, but I will tell you, plenty of people do. If you look at the views that these people get, if you look at, if there's a juicy piece of gossip that comes out today, all right, tomorrow morning, 5 different channels are going to be regurgitating it, okay? And what's neat is all 5 of them will say, we contacted XYZ, but received no response. We've invited them to come on the live. That's the status quo with every one of these channels. Now, I'm not saying they didn't. I'm sure they did. It would really boost their channel if they did show up. Okay? And in all instance, maybe, they wholeheartedly want the whole truth. But I'll tell you, in less than 24 hours, a half a dozen YouTube channels will regurgitate that very same information. Barry, take a look in that crystal ball that told you had 20 more years and see what I have left. Oh, I'll tell you what, JR, you look pretty healthy, man. I think you're going to be around a while. Mike, we ain't fat, we're fluffy. You know what, Mog? You can be fluffy. I can't be politically correct. I am fat. I admit it. I own up to it. It's the way it is. I'm fat. Okay. Um, I just, it is what it is. I can't say it any other way, to be honest with you. You're damn, I'm a damn. Okay, Mog. Oh. So, Bruce, I enjoy watching Mike's channel, but somewhere along the line he left me behind, largely due to drama. Well, Bruce, I don't know anything about it. I enjoy Mike's channel. I enjoy a lot of the people in Mike's channel. I like the comment that Mike's channels would get because it would stir thought. It would make something creative. And I enjoyed that. And I enjoyed Mike responding to that, to see those things. I don't know anything about the dynamics there. I've met Mike once and only for a couple of hours. He was a very nice guy. Can't complain there. Izzy, Mogman, do you think Tim K jumped ship to Thailand just because the case is filed? Well, you know what? That is what several people are saying. So, Mog, what do you think? You think he jumped to Thailand just because he had cases filed? That'd be interesting. Michael, I just had a meeting with the expat group in Deepalog, and it was a great experience. It's nice to be able to talk to someone with the same background. Yeah, Michael, and that's a big deal for us. I mean, I can sit here and talk about all the gossip channels, and I can listen to all the gossip. But to be able to sit down face to face with other expats and talk about everything, all right? We talk about politics. We talk about religion. We talk about finances. We talk about events here in the Philippines. We talk about girls. We talk about guys. We talk about food. I mean, the list is endless, absolutely endless. Okay? That's one of the things that I enjoy about Angeles. As long as I don't speak English in Angeles City, no one would know any different. But the moment I speak English, there goes my anonymity. Locals will know that I'm an expat. But Ruby, you're not an expat. Now, for those of you that don't know Ruby, she is a charming, charming young lady. I met her and her wife. My wife and I met them for snacks and a brunch one day. Ruby was actually raised here, I think born here in Angeles, lived in Angeles, went to school. I'm not sure where she went to school. She's a professionally degreed civil engineer. And she and her husband live in Australia, where she is a professional career woman. Smart woman. But she's a born Filipino, I thought. I'm pretty sure. 100% Filipino. I really enjoyed the time I met them. Bruce, Mike gives out amazing info. The problem is loads of channels put out misinformation, and he fixes the misinformation. They don't like it, and they start drama with them. Well, you know what? People don't like certain things, that's for sure. And Mike does, I think, a very good job of countering the negative things that are thrown at him. I hope he's just taking a break. I hope he's coming back. I know he hasn't posted anything in a while, but we miss him. We used to watch him routinely. Izzy, nah, I think he had it planned, but notice he took down his 3 videos now. He realized he effed himself. I don't understand the legal process, Mog. I really and truly don't. I tend to think he had it planned, but at the same time, it's very possible. So for those of you that have joined, what we are doing is we're talking about gossip channels that thrive on gossip, channels that wait because they have so little good content that they're constantly scouring other YouTube channels to find topics to create another video about the gossip that they see out there. Gossip that they don't have firsthand information. It pertains to people they haven't spoken to about the actual subject. All right. What do you think about those kind of channels? Tell me. And have you ever stopped watching channels because of that? Dardos, Senior Mike, another idea on what can make or break a retired expat would be the idea of Social Security running out of money and the government doing the automatic 25% for everyone. Will kill many. Yes, Dardos, it would. I, however, do not believe that will ever happen. The number of voters on Social Security would decimate whatever political party pushes that agenda. That would be an instant decimating effort. Keep in mind that Social Security actually is very well funded. It's just that the government has borrowed their money and it owes money to Social Security. They've used that money for other social programs. Barry, in the PI, I'll be happy to have 20 more years to live. You and I both, Ruby. You and I both. Like every vlogger's videos, take what you need and don't worry about the rest. Every vlogger puts out info that they know from their experiences. Not all their experiences will be yours. And yes, Mogman is absolutely correct. Our experiences are going to be radically different than somebody else. You know, the hotel experience we have is going to be radically different than somebody that's on $1,000 a month budget. The meal experiences that we have will be radically different. All right. The living conditions will be radically different. You have to find bloggers that interest you, that live the kind of lifestyle you either want or can or are striving for, and then try and find a way to attain it. And at the same time, you need to recognize the Philippines is not going to adapt to you. You are going to have to adapt to the Philippines. And that is the bottom line. Hola, Magman, Dardos says. Bruce, I'd be ecstatic to have 20 more years. I never thought I'd get this far. Actually, Bruce, I feel the same way. I beat the odds. With my medical condition as a type 1 lifetime insulin-dependent diabetic, 55 was the average life expectancy. I inject insulin multiple times a day, every day of my life. So, it is what it is. Mog says, as I say, take everything with a grain of salt, even my stuff. It's why I don't like putting out info, because unless it's government info, it's just life experience. And that's true, Mog. That's why the only things we talk about, that we give advice on, are things that we have actually done. Like, for instance, I can tell you how to buy a car in the Philippines, but Mogman can tell you how to finance a car. I can't. I can't tell you how to finance a car. I can't tell you what entails that. Mogman can. All right? I can tell you if you've got cash, what to do. Mogman can tell you how to finance one. Mogman, it's like me trying to put out marriage info. That wouldn't be good. I got a failed marriage now and a few new marriage. laughing my ass off. So you don't want to take that advice from me. You know what, though, Mog? You've got a wonderful wife. All right? You better keep her happy. Bury in the PI. Focus. That is what my brain keeps telling me. I will still be around for 20 years at least. We hope so, Barry. We hope so. Michael says, my sister-in-law brother has a motorcycle and had no lights on it. He would drive him and his child home at night in the dark. I went and bought his a set of lights for $30. Money well spent. Absolutely, Michael. Absolutely. And believe it or not, we went through something very similar to that with Arlene's sister in the province. Yes. Something very, very simple. Shoot, Mike. I drop a 16-minute drama video about the circumstances behind the drama. I gained 200 freaking subs and over 1,000 views in hours. That's tremendous, Mog. I think it's great. And I think that's why I think there's so many people doing the drama issue. You know, some people do drama because it actually pertains, like your instance with Tim K. That's going on now, all right? But there are channels out there reporting on it, all right, that aren't involved. The people have never met you, spoke to you, or Tim, okay? Now, there's a couple people that are doing clips and stuff like that, but I know them, and I know they know you, all right? I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about there are channels out there that just are following the drama in the Philippines. And then they regurgitate it not knowing. Van, I know nothing of Mog unless it's Omar smoking that sausage cowboy. I love Van. I swear to God. I love his profile pic. I wonder how and where he got that. Did you actually manipulate that, or were you able to download that somewhere? That's kind of neat looking, actually. Michael, he said he needs his money to feed his children first. Well, you know what? If you don't keep that child safe, you're not going to be feeding them. Man, I know nothing. Oh, I missed something there. Sorry about that. Mog, man. I guess when you put yourself out there in the spotlight, drama thrives around you no matter what you do. Probably. Probably. But, you know, there are channels that thrive on it. All right? And again, I'm not knocking these channels. I'm not saying anything bad about them. I want to know what people think about them. Is it me that thinks that it's just irrelevant, doesn't matter? Is it something that is relevant and it has caused you to quit watching certain people? Or is it something that you enjoy more of as entertainment? Maybe that's what it is. I guess when you put yourself out there in the spotlight, oh, I thought I did that already. I guess I did. I'm so impressed with City Hardware Store. I bought a split unit AC unit and it was installed the same day. Wow. Installed? They drilled the holes, mounted it, everything, all on the same day? That's pretty impressive. Mike, you lost me at I can't eat all the bacon. I just can't. I mean, I probably could eat all the bacon, but I know I shouldn't, and I'm full. There's always one piece of bacon left over. Sorry, JR. I love bacon too. Andy is his own person, and I am my own. I'm not Andy, and Andy isn't another channel. That's loads of rumors the way it is. And I will vouch for that. I know and have met Mogman, and I know and have met Andy, and I did it on the same day, in the same place, at the same time. They are two totally different people. And Mog, if you need to, you can cut that snippet out and feel free to use it copyright free. All right? I will vouch for the fact that you and Andy are two different people. Hector, I need 20 more years to break even on the annuity I purchased. Wow. Hector, how old are you? Do you have 20 more good years left? I hope you do. That's for sure. Michael, there's a misguided reasoning that your brother-in-law has, risking his life and his child as well, riding at night without headlights. Good on you for doing the right thing. And again, Ruby's correct. And it's like I said, without those lights, he may not end up having a kid to feed. It's just so dangerous. You know, we actually at breakfast. So if you know where Tequila Reef is, all right, it's right there on A Santos. And so coming up A Santos, it's right there on the corner. You turn the corner and go around to direct access to Fields Ave. Now, with that being said, there's a lot of traffic there in the morning. People going to work, delivery stuff, whatever. Tons of scooters. And we see, every morning we see, without a doubt, no exaggeration, we see 4 to 5 scooters that'll have a man, a woman, all right, and an infant. And that infant, when I say infant, all right, infant's not correct, child. Some usually between, a year and 4 or 5 years old. We saw one today. Mom had a helmet. Dad had a helmet. The kid was sitting on the gas tank, holding on to the center crash bar, all right, going across the handlebars. About 4 years old, about the size of a NFL football. You know what a 4-year-old Filipino kid looks like. They're small. I mean, you know, I've seen lechon bigger than 4-year-old Filipino kids. All right. But we see 4 to 5 instances like that every morning. Every morning we see it. It's just not uncommon. Bruce, Mike, I have a problem with post-nasal drip too. Ever since the pandemic, I feel like people will think I have COVID if I cough, which is, of course, makes me cough more. You know what, Bruce? It may be a factor of that. I've had although 6 months ago, the post-nasal drip wasn't the way it is right now. Although, if those of you that watch my channel, you know I fell down and I got hurt and I was bedridden for about 3 or 4 days. And during that time, I actually caught some kind of a nasty flu. Nasty. And I mean, I was running a fever of a 105 for 3 days. It was horrible. Ever since then, this post-nasal drip has been draining nonstop. And I wonder if it might have been a variant of COVID. But I don't know. Showing 1 to 3 videos showing living in poverty here or there in different places is okay. But to constantly load vlogs of it over and over to make money is cruel and nasty to me. You know what, Mog? I think we talked about this earlier. Poverty porn does nothing for me. And I think it's a little bit degrading. You know, what we consider poverty is a normal way of life for some people. They want a better life. Don't get me wrong. They don't want to live that way. But it is the only way for generations that they may have lived. And getting out of that is so hard. It is so difficult to do for them. It's difficult. Ruby, I think the same thing, but when you work day labor, I can see his side also. I see his side, but I can't agree with it, Michael. Thank God you stand up and you took care of it. Tuna Kraft mac and cheese with breadcrumbs sprinkled on top of baked liempo, on baked IT, and bake it. Oh, there you go, and bake it. Yes, I'm telling you, man, when I was in college, I lived on shit I wouldn't eat now. Although, I will tell you, I can go buy the best macaroni and cheese mix that's out there, or I could spend a fortune to make an incredible macaroni and cheese recipe that we have. But man, let me tell you, I love me some Kraft macaroni and cheese out of the box, the cheap shit with the fake powdered cheese. Sorry, I can't help it. It's one of those childhood things. It's kind of like creamy peanut butter. Love it. I absolutely love creamy peanut butter. Okay? To me, a snack is a couple of peanut butter crackers, peanut butter or in between two Ritz crackers. Or they don't call them Ritz here. I forget what they're called. They're similar to Ritz. Come in the big red bucket. Mog, I see him headed to Subic area. What did I miss? Appreciate the kind words and channel plug, Mike. Oh, anytime. JR, people, you guys you got to give him a look. I mean, geez, he's got some great Thailand videos. And it was Thailand, then I think you guys went to Cambodia, then back to Thailand, and now you're going to Laos in the morning. You guys need to follow it, if nothing less than to learn about Asia and what else is out there. Okay? Because I can tell you, Cambodia, I've been to. Vietnam, I've been to. Laos, I've never been to. All right? Thailand, I've been to. They're all totally different. Totally different. I can't stand the drama. I even don't watch Brian when he has the drama live on his channel. I got to tell you, JR, I literally cringe when, he told me about 3 of these that I knew were going to be huge drama panels. I knew it was going to be. And I just cringed. But out of being a responsible person, trying to make sure, because, man, the comments that he gets are vile. Absolutely, positively vile. And, man, you just got to stay on top of it. It's tough. So I do it anyways. Ruby, most people grow up not knowing how to do a budget and follow it. Never spend money more than you earn and save 10% of your income. If you follow that, your retirement will be rosy. You know what, Ruby? Let me tell you, that's very similar. When I got out of the clinical side of medicine and only paid attention to my business side, and I grew the imaging business, I had managers at each one of these imaging facilities. All right. And I used to have meetings with them, and I made them very responsible. And I saw, one of the things that I said to them was, you can't write a check for more money than is in that checkbook. You can't spend more than you have, and you can't spend it recklessly. Here is your revenue, here's your expenses, and here is your budget. Now, plan it and go forward with it. Now, 10% of your income, different story in business. We count that as profits, okay, just so to say, okay. But the point is that Ruby's correct. You've got to save money for your future, and you can't be going into debt non-stop. Wise words, Ruby. Absolutely. Hot tea, lemon, calamansi, and honey, Mike. I'm not sure. I think I like hot whiskey and lemon and honey, but I try not to drink before 7 p.m. I only drink a couple nights a week anyways. Barry, we are doing very good now. Planning on doing some more traveling. Great, Barry. That's great. Hector, to precise, it's Cabelayan here. Okay. The one YouTube channel that I can't say anything bad about is Dustin Backpack. I've sent him money many times to help building housing for the poor in Toledo area. I've seen Dustin's video. I don't subscribe, but when he comes up in the feed once in a while, I watch it. He does a very commendable job, I think. I really and truly do. I think he's a very worthwhile blogger, but I don't know that much about him. Bill Welsh got here late. Hope all is well. Well, Bill, you're welcome anytime you want. So, Bill, what we're talking about today are YouTube drama channels. Channels that seem to regurgitate drama topics, especially drama about other YouTube channels, about making videos about other people's videos, not knowing those people, not getting anything but literally regurgitating what's already there. Have you ever encountered these kind of channels? Do you watch these drama channels, all right, or gossip channels? And then has it ever turned you off and you said, you know what? I'm not going to subscribe to this kind of crap. Let us know. Ruby Basayakang Maga Pangangan. Okay, I know I murdered that. That's for sure. I will tell you this, Mogman says, 1,000,000% or 10 million, a lot of zeros there. No one but a few people know how to contact me. Unless you're in Mike's Discord or messaging my Facebook Mogman page. Yep. And that's the way it should be. You have to some people have to keep stuff private. So if any channel says they contacted me about Tim laughing my ass off and you never seen me on their channel or friends with them, they're full of it. Well, Mog, I can tell you, people certainly will say it. If the views continue, if the drama is out there, you're going to see people pick it up. And that's fine. I mean, again, I don't have a problem with people doing it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just a style that I don't deal with. And I want to know what you guys think about it. Bill Welsh, hiya, Mog. Hey, Bill, what's up, brother? Doing good. Hope all is well. I got a little bit behind. James Gilbert, good afternoon. Just wake up from my nap. Hey, James, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. What we're talking about today is YouTube channels that create drama from the drama they see on other YouTube channels where they don't have firsthand pertinent information, where they're only saying this one said this in their video and this one said this, but they haven't spoken to either party. All right. to where, you know, all kinds of different stuff. The point is channels that thrive on gossip. And again, I'm saying this again. I don't have a problem with it. I recognize that is a niche that certain people do, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I want to know what people here think about it. I think that my subscribers aren't all that keen on it, to be honest with you. Otherwise, I would be putting more drama out there. I don't know. For sure, Bill, got to take the pup to the vet, pick up my laundry today. Besides that, the beach life and the beat the heat. Ruby, does Cabelaon restaurant have good food or is it overrated? I don't know. Ruby might. Bill Walsh, sounds good, Mogman. Yeah, Mike's active. He just hasn't posted. It's his break time. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to when he comes back. Hector, I heard an American blogger in the Phils define expat as an expatriate. Well, that is what a expat is. They are expatriates. That is the actual definition, Hector, to the best of my knowledge. I just called them old white guys. Overrated from my view. We prefer going to, Ruby, there's no way I can pronounce that. Ningangan Aikabud and others. Sorry, Ruby, I didn't mean to butcher that. Richard Stelly, same with me. As long as I don't speak English, I blend in. I'm full-blooded Filipino, but was born and raised in the U.S. I don't speak Tagalog, but can understand some. Well, Richard, that's great. So you look Filipino, but you don't speak it, which puts you at a little bit of a disadvantage, maybe. I don't know. But either way, you blend in. And that's all to your benefit, I guess. And thank you for joining us also. What the hell did Tim K pull that he has a case? Tell me the gossip did not like him anyways. Well, you know what? My suggestion is you go to Mogman's YouTube channel. All right, because it's my understanding, Mogman can correct me, but Tim K has pulled his videos down about it. But Mogman has videos about it, and you can take a look there. I don't have them. If in AC, try Dainty Restaurant, good and fresh food, good service. Yeah, Dainty is very good. We've been there several times. I like them. I will tell you something, Ruby, I kid you not. This is crazy crap. It's the honest truth. If you go to Walking Street, which is a reach for you, I know. But if you go to Walking Street, right as you go into Walking Street, on the right-hand side, the first bar is Carousel. Right beside that, there is a German bistro whose food at best is average. However, they have the best crispy pata platter I've ever had. We have literally gone there twice now just to get that, which, trust me, I don't relish eating dinner on Walking Street by any way, shape, or means. But it's good. It is really awesome. Awesome. Hoppa. Mike, the one channel I don't watch is the Jasper guy, giving consultations on living here and finding romance here in the Philippines. He's been here under a year and he's still wet behind the ears. You know, Hoppa, we do hear that from other people. I don't know what to say about that. I think what Jasper tries to do is give information pertinent to his age group. I don't find it that sufficient, but okay, that's fine. So, Hapa, have you quit watching him because of it, or do you still watch him? Ruby, I've been away for too long, so not familiar with the newer restaurants. Is Bale Dutong still around? Anthony Bourdain visited the place when he visited Angeles. Well, I don't know if it's still around. Hector, know the name of the American person who thinks an expat means an expatriate? Freezing in Montana. Wow. Are the gossip channels chasing views or subs? I don't know which generates the income stream, but some of these channels will be extinct without being monetized. You know what, Freezing? There's a whole lot of arguments going on about that right now. There's a lot of arguments going on where channels are saying that YouTube's not treating them fairly, that there and I don't disagree with these. I think that there are some issues with it, but where the algorithm is automatically freezing them out or throttling the views that they were getting, that they're getting, 1/5 of the number of views they were getting 3 years ago. I can't comment on that, but there's a lot of them saying it. Will a lot of them become extinct? Well, if they're earning 2, 3, $400 a month, I don't know how much effort that's worth. I mean, I can tell you if I had to find a way to make money, YouTube would not be the way for me to do it because I put in 10 times, 20 times more effort than I get paid for on YouTube. Thank God we don't rely on it for our finances. That is for sure. But are the gossip channels chasing views or subs? I think they're chasing views and subs. I think they're chasing them both. You want the subs so you get recurring views. So the way the algorithm is supposed to work, you post a video. That first 4 hours, that's the most critical time. Those first 4 hours, most critical. If you have enough subs that are saying, oh, one of the channels I posted just posted a new video, I'm going to go look at it. And, somebody I like, so I'm going to give them a thumbs up. This is boosting that algorithm, and it's pushing that video out to more people. So more subs definitely help. All right. Now, subs don't make money, views make money. And actually, views don't make money, time makes money. All right. And so with all of that, time, super chats, super thanks, memberships, all of those things are income streams. But time is the methodology behind AdSense. Okay. And so if you have subs and they're watching your stuff, you're getting views. And if you're watching those views, if they're viewing it and they're spending time viewing it, that's what they're after. But is it really something you want to watch? Do you find the drama channels entertaining, or do you find them, whatever? Mogman. Yeah, I won the lottery with my wife. She was she is tremendously out of your league. Okay? I think your wife is like that sweet person that finds a stray dog and brings it into her home and takes care of it and nurtures it and gives it love. You have a great, great wife. You're a lucky man. I hope that you guys are so happy. I really and truly do. And I hit the jackpot with my wife as well. No doubt about it. Loving, I don't recall his name. Okay. I don't speak the Filipino languages, but can understand mostly Ilocano and speak Carabao. I thought a carabao was like a water buffalo. English, Filipino, especially when I'm out. My daughter speaks to me in Ilocano and I speak to her in English. Cool. That's nice. That's really nice. Yeah, the straight drama channels, I think, do that just for the money. They are weird, and without keeping the drama going, their channel peters out. And you see that. You see YouTubers who go 3, 4, 5, 10 days with struggling to come up with content, as all YouTubers do. Okay? There's only so much content that's original that you can come up with. And they struggle to come up with content. All right? But then one little piece of drama happens and boom, that's their next target. And they're all over it. And that's great. I mean, that's their business pattern. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't condemn them for that in any way, shape, or means. Ruby says, haven't tried Bail Tudong, but went to Abe's farm at the foot of Mount Arayat, Magalangan side for authentic Kapampangan dishes. There you go. Ruby can tell you all about Angeles. That's for sure. Most Filipinos I come across want to practice their English with me. You know, in the province, most Filipinos I come across don't want to say a word to me. And I know they understand me, but I think they're just too shy and they're worried that they'll say something that's incorrect. Except the little kids. The little kids, they talk. Hector, Ruby, I'll make sure to visit the restaurants you mentioned when I go back. I would rather watch an endless loop of Brian's 20 videos on Clark Hospital renovation than watch one. Okay, JR. Well, I got to be honest with you. I enjoy the Clark Hospital renovation, but I don't think I could deal with a loop of the Clark Hospital renovation. I don't think I could repeat them. I know a ton of people find them incredibly informative. I really and truly do. But, you know, it's not that much for me. Philippine antics, that's pure drama. I don't watch them anymore unless they're fighting on a live stream. Then it's good stuff. Well, James, okay, that's fine. I understand. So it's an entertainment for you. For you, it's entertainment. And you know what? I wish them the best of luck with their channel. I hope they do well. I certainly, we have no ill will to any YouTube channel. I don't watch them any longer. I don't subscribe, but we encourage, we encourage everybody. Watch everybody. Watch everybody because there's always going to be information in there of some sort that you may want. But, yeah, I understand the drama piece. That's for sure. I try to use humor in my videos. I always try to make viewers laugh. You do, Barry. I like your videos. I really and truly do. Got to check out of a hotel. Good day to Mike and all of you. Take care, JR. I hope you and your wife have a great flight. Be good. Hector Guba, I'm guessing you're from Hawaii, Hapa. My stepfather grew up in Haula or on Oahu. Okay, cool. Barry, focus. JR, have a good day. Mogman, Okay, I'm out. Got to go get my laundry, bud. Stay safe. Everyone keep preaching on Brother Mike. Love your channel. Thank you, Mog. You guys have a great day. And tell your wife I said hello, or Arlen and I both did. Bill Welsh, have a good one, Mog. Hector, yes, I'm originally from Hawaii, from Nanakuli, but lived mostly in the Mililiana area. Okay. Is that on Oahu or on one of the other islands, Hapa? Ingat, Mog. BT and Betty. Howdy, howdy, BT. How's things going? Andy Omar. Yo. How you doing, Andy? Wow. You just missed Mogman. He was here just a little short while ago. Ruby, I'm never a fan of reality TV drama, so when it's on a channel, I just switch off and focus on something more productive. So, Andy, I'm talking about drama channels. And I'm not talking about drama, but drama channels. Channels that thrive on existing other people's drama. So, for instance, person A has a problem with person B. Vlogger C then watches their videos and creates their own stuff about it without knowing person A, person B, or interacting with either one of them. So, in other words, people who are not at all in tune getting firsthand information from A or B, but yet churning up the feet of drama just for the views. How do you feel about that, number one? Number two, do you agree with those that it's a legitimate business direction for YouTube businesses? And number three, have you ever quit watching a channel because of that? Let's see what Andy has to say. BT, Andy, Harold Balder and Tim K were pretty tight. You think there's anything there? I have no idea, BT. Maybe Andy does. Gossip. Yes, indeed it is. ¿Cómo está, Andy? And then laughing at BT. I'm way behind here. Hello, Hapa. BT, how's your trip? Actually, the only reason Tim K has a big channel was because of Balder, go figure. People say that. That's before my time in YouTube, so I don't know anything about it. I really and truly don't. Hector, it's not what you earn, it's what you keep. That's for sure. How you doing, Barry? Andy Omar. The only channels I know like that is Fazio and Frank the Chair. Okay? So, if Frank and Fazio, is Frank sick grandpa or something like that? I don't know. Is that who you're talking? I don't know either one of them that well. I know the names, but I don't know them enough. Palawan, I could live there for real and may do so in the future. It's a beautiful place. Yes, it is beautiful. Doing well. Just waiting for my Toyota to fix the truck. Good. Fixing it or just getting routine service? I'm a private person. I'm affiliated with an online PR company. Erase my info when it pops out. Okay. Let's see here, Andy. Well, I'll erase it all down the road. I'll get rid of it. Let's see. I can't do it from the position I'm in right now, Andy. But you can go in and delete your own contents as well. Palawan, I could live there for real. Doing well, just waiting for somehow I missed all that. Okay. Bill Welsh. Yeah, Mike, I don't watch those channels. I like the channels where I can learn something like your channel. Well, thank you, Bill. Thank you. We're glad you can learn something from us. We really and truly are. We try. We try to be reasonably informative. Guess patience is what it takes at Toyota too, Barry. You know what? Patience here, Angeles City Toyota is the same way. It really is. Don't care about the drama, Mike. What I do is dislike is the disinformation from folks that don't ever leave the house much. Yes, BT, we're talking about that as well. We're talking about channels that thrive on nothing. They have so little real content. I said this in the beginning. How can you tell people how to buy a car if you haven't bought one in the past 5 years? How can you tell people? It's like I gave an example. I can tell people how to buy a car. I can't tell you how to finance it. Mogman can tell you how to finance a car. All right? We get out and about, If you haven't been to Boracay in 20 years, if you haven't been to Bohol in 20 years, fuck it. If you haven't been to Manila in 20 years, what can you tell people about them? And if you have been, where have you been? I agree 100%. Is the guy who rear-ended us insurance company that is stalling on paying the bill? Oh, it's the guy who rear-ended. I understand, Barry. That may be a difficult battle. Expat expands to expatriate, not ex. Oh, I'm sorry. I see the spelling entry. Yes, it's expatriate, not expatriate. I understand. I am so sorry. It doesn't have anything to do with patriotism. Yes, you're absolutely correct. It went right over my head. I apologize profusely. Thank you for correcting me, Hector. And that's another thing about our channel. When we make a mistake, we own up to it and we apologize and we say, hey, we made a mistake. Not, hey, you know what I meant? It's not what I, blah, 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 blah. Nah, it went right over my head. I missed it completely. Thank you, Hector. Andy, in my channel, I used to speak to all parties involved, employers, exes, family, neighbors, friends. I had plenty of first information. Yeah, Andy, I got to tell you something. I watched Andy long time. And he was, he's going to get, Andy's not the kind of guy that's going to base it it's my opinion that Andy is not the kind of guy that is going to base information on other people only information. He's going to go directly to the sources as best he can. Hector Gupa, correct. Might be a big challenge for me to go to Walking Street, but we'll give that a go next visit. You know what, Ruby? You let me know when you want it. I will go to Walking Street, get it, and we'll bring it back. And we'll arrange to meet like Johnny on the spot so that I can deliver it to you while it's still hot and juicy and crispy, and it's good stuff. Let me know. I'd be happy to do that for you. Happy to do it. Nope, don't watch Jasper at all. Early get to watch much myself, busy most times, so I'm usually out of the loop. Yeah, and we are as well sometimes. We just had an off afternoon, so I thought, I'll do a live stream. Rarely. Barry, hop on, neither do I. Andy, I think all women around the world are the same. Any advice on women will pertain to the others. The only difference is their socioeconomic situation and their needs versus their wants. And you know what? Andy's correct. And I have said this over and over. Whatever problems you had with women in your country, if you can't change your attitude and what you did wrong in your own country, you'll do it wrong here. The women are the same practically. There are differences in what they expect of you to spend and everything that goes along with it. But I'm going to tell you something. A woman is a woman. They thrive on some major things, and they're the same. I agree with Andy on that. I really do. People make Filipinos seem as these mystical creatures, but no, all women are the same. Brent's World. Hey, Brent, how are you guys? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope your GoPro's doing better. So true, Andy. BT and Betty, subs don't help me. Nah, but you know what? Subs can help if they are diligent, if they're people that will actually, view that video. I mean, they certainly help. In fact, let me look at something real quick. And just checking something real quick. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I had to check on that. Andy, I also cringe when people refer to their significant other girlfriends, my Filipino. Yes, Hector, I really do that too. My Filipina. What, do you fucking own them or something? This is not chattel, all right? They're people, all right? My Filipina. That's like being an American and I would be saying, my redneck girlfriend or my American or my Italian. I don't get that. I just don't. In fact, if Ruby is still on, I'd like to know her opinion of that. I really do. Brent, Tim W. demonetized his own channel because of the BS going on with YouTube and the vloggers and the... Who is Tim W? Tim W. Is that a typo? Is it Tim K? Tim W. I'm not familiar, Brent. I don't need a little bit more background on that. Bal Dutong. Okay, Andy. Mike Carabano, English is like Tagalish, but for me, I understand most Ilocano versus Tagalog since I lived mostly in the Ilocano provinces. Okay, Hapa. I must be way behind on comments. Can you demonetize your channel one day and later monetize it with a click of a button? You know what? I got to be honest, I don't know. I know I could demonetize all of my videos one at a time. Maybe I could do a mass selection and then I can remonetize that video tomorrow or do a selection, but I don't know if you can do it all at the same time. Andy may know. He is more familiar with YouTube Studio than I am. So true, James. And Philippine Annex just wants to get into drama, third, fourth hand information. I did not like when they try to belittle the dolphin teeth girl, Filipina P, when she was a newbie in the U.S. Not cool. Yeah, I didn't see it. I don't know anything about it. I had already quit watching them. I used to be a regular in their channel, and I quit watching them after they literally thought I was talking about them and threw me under the bus, and I wasn't. But screw them. I don't care. Wish them the best of luck. I'm just not going to be there for it. Hey, Andy, how's it going, bro? That's Brent. Andy, my wife had same experiences as a newbie in the U.S., and I did not like that when a fat white woman has to belittle a little Filipino who's just learning the ropes. Not cool. Bad taste in her mouth. You know what, Andy? I didn't see it. Arlen had difficulty adjusting to the U.S. The first 4 to 6 months. She was very not scared, but hesitant and careful. And there were a lot of things that she just didn't get because they were just so different. So I didn't see what Andix did about it and said about her, but I don't know. Good, Brent. Mike Milani is on Oahu in the central area close to Schofield. Oh, okay. I know where Schofield Barracks is. I actually spent 3.5 months on Oahu as a kid on my move to the U.S. When we moved from Hong Kong, I stopped in Hawaii and stayed with my grandfather and grandmother for 3 months during summer before I joined them back in the U.S. And we lived right behind the zoo over in Waikiki, like 2 blocks behind the zoo. I got to tell you, there is nothing I think better than being a 14-year-old kid with absolutely no supervision on Waikiki Beach. I was a very bad boy. Restel, I'll watch for entertainment, but I've unsubscribed from multiple Philippine YouTube channels because of the emphasis on the drama and the disparaging remarks about others they say. Okay, Restel, so if you don't mind, would you tell us which channels you felt were just too much drama to deal with, that they turned you off? If you don't feel like it, of course we understand. Barry, thanks, Mike. I enjoy your videos too. Freezing in Montana. I stopped watching the channels who have gone mostly all gossip, like Antics and others. I've been trying to stay more with channels that provide info with humor, ones like yours and Old Cano. Old Cano, I mean, I got to tell you, I love Robert. I had him pegged from the very beginning, before he and I knew each other, before we privately spoke with each other, and before he said anything on any of his videos, before the Old Cano, when he had a different channel that he got out of, that he had a DJ radio voice. And that's when he came back and told me, I love the Old Cano. I really and truly do. I can't wait for the day that I get to meet the guy in person, because he and I think very, very similar. Very similar. Mike, I meant the company erases the personal info. Okay, Andy. All right, thank you. Restel, plus the misinformation they post. I unsubscribed from World Zoom before all his drama surfaced. He did an appearance on the Filipino P. He was there as an expert on the VA. He wasn't. I got to tell you something, Restel. Okay. Hang on a second. Arlen's messaging me, just checking a couple things. I apologize. When it comes to World Zoom, I knew he was full of shit, and he is still full of shit. All right? And I'm not going to go into it, other than the fact that I've been on the board of directors of multiple hospitals. I've been, you know what? Everything he says he didn't do it the way he said, in my opinion. Okay? I even know the company that actually subcontracted him out overseas. So it is what it is. You know, I never, I subscribed to him for a very short period of time. Ruby going, I'll put on my best shorts in February 2024. You'll have to iron them too, Andy. Loving your channel is great as I watch channels for the truth of the topic, which when I find out it was not true, I mark those channels as not the truth and only what they think. Geo does this often also. I don't watch Geo, and I really and truly, be honest with you, have never watched Geo. I think maybe years ago I watched one or two of his videos, and I said, not my lifestyle, not my kind of person, not what I'm interested in. So, but we certainly appreciate the very nice words that you just said about us. That's for sure. Ruby, Andy Omar, we can have a drink together with my hubby on his best shorts too. Ruby's a firecracker. I love her. Ha, it's all good. I'm in. Brent's World, that is the channel name, Tim W. Tim K. I don't know Tim W. Brent, I'm sorry. I'm not familiar. Is anybody else familiar with him? I don't know him. I haven't even seen anybody do drama about him, but maybe it just doesn't come up on my feed. Ruby says, when I read my Filipina as a reference to their partner, I find it like it's ownership. Yes, not partnership. A true relationship should be of equal footing. Not one should be superior to the other. That is the truth, Ruby. I find it very, very misogynistic, to be honest with you. Bulldog, good afternoon, mate. Watching from work. Don't get in trouble. How you doing, Bulldog? Glad you could make it. This was not scheduled in advance. It was impromptu. From experience, Ruby says, talking to Filipinas in Australia, their early start was mostly challenging for those who came from the provinces in the Philippines. Quite the opposite for those who grew up in the city. Yeah, I agree, Ruby. I think that those who grew up in the city, they were acclimated a little differently. They may have had a little bit more. Their families may have felt or put a higher emphasis on education. And from the province, it's very difficult, I think. I think they are at a great disadvantage. Now, that's not saying there aren't great parents in the province that will push their children and then send them somewhere to a bigger city, all right, to get that education and advance in life. Phi in the Philippines, too much drama. Don't know them. Phi in the Philippines. Okay. Don't know any. Does anybody else know them? Hapa, Mike, a couple blocks behind the zoo in Waikiki is either Kapahuli or Lower Diamond Head near Kapiolani. Yeah, Kapiolani Park was literally one block over. Kawana, I want to say it was Kawana-Oa. I mean, man, you're talking like, 50 years ago. Kawana-Oa, but Kapahulu maybe street. It was like one block behind the zoo, all right, and one block, to Kapiolani Park. In fact, we used to go to Kapiolani Park all the time because on, I think it was Saturdays or Sundays, all the Hare Krishnas were out there and they were feeding people as long as you would listen to them. I used to stop there and get free food all the time as a kid. Let me just check and see what my wife okay. Once. Yeah. In fact, if you remember if you go to the end of the main boulevard that then joins Waikiki Boulevard, up on the side of the zoo area, and then it tees into Waikiki Boulevard. There's a pier, a stone pier. It has like, or it used to be. That's where I lost my kneecap, was jumping off that pier with a surfboard trying to catch the surf to paddle out. So, but that was so many years ago. JD, I actually enjoy YouTube the same way I used to watch WWE as a kid. Pure entertainment, even if it's drama. There you go, JD. Okay, what's the best drama channel, JD? Any idea? Would you like to tell us how you feel about that? Most career-oriented Filipinas, just better and blending in a Western lifestyle. Yeah, I think that would go with anybody. Andy Omar, the money laundering and wire fraud world Zoom. Now he's a loser in the U.S. trying to give information about the Philippines from his mother's house. Yeah, I get his feeds all the time. He's now talking about how, this should be interesting for you, Andy. Look at his most two recent, I think, videos. They were about how to put a case on people, or the types of cases most expats get put on them, that something like that. I only saw the title. I didn't bother to watch them. Mike, I don't want to iron my shorts. She needs to see the crease in my pants. Oh, my God. Oh, Andy, you're a sick puppy sometimes. Rustel, I was subscribed to Antics as they're local to me, but Heidi's behavior on multiple videos were completely unacceptable. Hence, goodbye. Okay, I you know what? I unsubscribed to them probably 2 months ago, and I have gotten updates from friends that will email me, and apparently they've had a couple of meltdowns. I don't know if they're real. That may very well be nothing more than drama to bring up views. I have no idea, but it's not something that we particularly care about. James, my wife doesn't listen to me. She ran out of the rice again. I just told her last week to order. Oh, James, come on. You've got to follow up on that kind of stuff, James. Andy Omar says, true, Rastel. Loving the Philippines. I think when one says my Filipino, they're saying my wife or girlfriend is a Filipina, so that audience knows what nationality she is. No one gets triggered if I say my wife or girlfriend of implied of ownership. I understand you, and I do, but at the same time, if you're on a Philippine YouTube channel and you're saying my Filipina, it's kind of like, you know what? We're going to have to agree to disagree a little bit there, but I do understand your point. I really do. I don't eat rice, so I don't care. Then don't buy any. If you're out of rice, trust me, she'll go get it. Philippine Antics had a live stream an hour ago talking about you can live on $600 to $800 a month and how to panhandle for extra. Are you serious? That they encouraged people panhandling? You know what? I don't even want to know, Andy. I really don't. All right. Can you live on $600 to $800 a month? Sure you can. You can live in LA on $600 to $800 a month in a cardboard box over off of Skid Row. And as long as you're willing to offer up your butt through the back of that cardboard box, you can make enough to, get dinner at least. I don't know. Can you make it on $800 a month? I don't know how. Obviously, they must know somebody that does. I certainly don't. JD, regarding my son already has a BA degree and wants to go back for X-ray imaging technician. Will this provide a good employment in the long run? Absolutely, it will. Look, radiology is a huge, huge deal. Diagnostic radiology. Every patient that gets admitted to a hospital gets a chest X-ray. Every patient that gets to have outpatient surgery with anesthesiology gets a chest X-ray. There will be chest X-rays and regular X-rays. When you run into a car, a patient comes in multiple trauma. I want head, chest, neck, CT scan. I want cross-table lateral lumbar. I want cross-table lateral cervical. And I want a chest X-ray, all right, for looking for a pneumothorax. And that's routine, absolutely routine. The beauty of the X-ray tech is that once they become an X-ray tech, they can then expand into the specialty areas. They can become registered vascular techs. They can become registered ultrasound techs, and there's like 4 levels of ultrasound. They can become MRI techs. They can expand to CT, all right, mammo, and I tell you, coming fresh out of school, they're in super high demand at 80 to 90,000 a year in the U.S. I hired tons of X-ray techs, and I'm going to tell you right now, I was hiring straight out of school X-ray techs at 65,000 a year, and they'd be at 75,000 a year after 12 months. I hired MRI techs at 95,000 a year, and with overtime and everything, they were easily hitting 110. Ultrasound techs, 90,000 a year, easily with overtime, 110, 120. So yes, all for it. So for me, best drama is Ricky Drama Channel, Big Shot Travel. He's just hilarious and admittedly a big mess. He is a big mess. I don't watch him. He's commented about me before. I still don't watch him, but he is a big mess for sure. But he doesn't hunt. Does he hunt for other people's drama, or does he make his own? That'd be interesting. I don't watch him. If people out there know, let me know. Does he hunt for other people's drama, or does he make his own drama? Brian, I just saw Tim W. in my feed tonight. I clicked on it, and the man in it, Tim W., said he unmonetized his channel because of all the drama going on in the Philippine YouTube channel. I got to write this down. Who is Tim W? Tim W. Okay. I'd be interesting to see. I'm going to look him up just to see who he is. Mike, the pier you're talking about is the Kapihulu groin. We body surfing, boogie boarding in the 70s. Yeah, this was in the late 70s, early 80s because of the shallow reef. But during the summer, we could surf. And it was during the summer. And I just mistimed the wave. You know how the waves come up, they swell right before they hit the pier. There's this, big stone pier. And so there's enough water to jump in and not hit all the coral below. unfortunately, I mistimed it, and literally the coral just ripped my kneecap off. And I literally walked from that pier bleeding like a stuck pig all the way to the fire department on the way to on the way home, but stopped at the fire department across the street from we called it the Kodak Film Park. That's what it was called back then. I think I was in shock a little bit. And of course, best damn channel got to include Andy Omar. Yeah, but Andy does a lot of research on his stuff. Because of the southern summer swells coming from the West Coast. Yeah. John, I think it makes a difference in saying my Filipino wife or my Filipino girlfriend is much more respectful. That's the difference for me. Yeah, John, absolutely. I agree. I mean, I just think saying my Filipina, it's almost like a sense of ownership to me. But you know what? Language barriers exist across the world. And the way people communicate exists across the world. And so with that being said, we all communicate in different ways. And we all mean different things. Oops, forgot I was signed in with 2 different devices, 2 accounts. I could survive here in Angeles on $800 as that's my living budget. But I'd rather enjoy being able to go out and enjoy life. Richard, how would you survive in Angeles on $800 a month? That would be very difficult, in my opinion. John, concur. I've said that about my Filipino mother to clarify. Hello from North Carolina. Hey, John, whereabouts in North Carolina? I spent a lot of time in North Carolina, John. Tim is a retired cop from Edmonton, Oklahoma, lives in Mindanao. That's Tim W. Lives in Mindanao, James. Retired cop from Oklahoma. I wonder where. You know, we have a home in Mindanao, not far from Surigao City. So we have a house there, and then we have the condo here. We spend most of our time here. It's not the actual best environment for me there. I like it, don't get me wrong, but there's just nothing for me to do there or people to talk to. So, do you maintain a U.S. house? And if not, do you regret not keeping? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We have a, yes, we'll just leave it at that. We have more than one. Richard Stelly, maybe 815 years ago, you mean? Yeah, I just don't, I'm not sure, Andy, how anybody could live a reasonable life in Angeles City I mean, could you do it for a month? Could you do it for a week? Could you do it for a couple months? Sure. Could you do it for life? Could you do it for years and years and years? That's, I think, also a part of the equation. Yes, built a place on the beach. Oh, nice. Nice. Brent, hey, Mike, ask a request from a friend in the States. Could you do a vlog about condos and the average prices? You know, Brent, I can, but the prices are all over the place. They really and truly are. Right now, if you go out to Clark, all right, those Koreans out there are paying double per square meter than what you'll be paying in Angeles. BGC, double. All right. I mean, in BGC, you're seeing condos in the 40 to 60 million not dollars, 40 to 60 million. Is it 40 to 60 million pesos? You're seeing condos in the $300,000 to $700,000 range. I mean, it's just a very broad subject, to be honest with you, Brent. Sold my house in 2021, and sadly the value has gone up like 150 since I sold it. Maybe should have kept it in hindsight. You know, JD, Only you know the answer to that. You may have been, it may not make that big a difference. I have some friends that are in the same situation. And I sold property in 2020 and 2021 that in hindsight I could have held on to now and it would be worth significantly more. I mean, it's just the same thing. $800 goes down in value every year. That's what Andy says. And he's right. But I mean, what do you get in Angeles for $800 a month? I don't think you get a whole lot. I really don't. I don't. James says you can live on $800, but would you want to is the question. Yeah. And for how long would you do that? How long? I was raised in Sanford, traveled the world many years, living in Ocean Isles. Oh my God. I love Ocean Isles. So just so you know, John, when I moved to the U.S. As a kid, we moved to Charlotte, and so I ended up going to UNC. Then I ended up going to Duke. So I spent a lot of years in North Carolina. My mom lives, and I'm not going to say exactly where because she's an old lady and doesn't need a hassle from anybody. But my mom lives at a beach in North Carolina. Just leave it at that. All right. And I love Ocean Isle. Love that place. Richard, I'm retired U.S. Navy, so I have a medical. I have more money as I have a pension, but my living expenses are less than $800. If that's all I had, I'd be sitting all the time at home. Yeah, but I mean, okay, I guess. I mean, I don't think I could live for $800 a month and feed myself and be satisfied with what I'm eating for $800 a month. I don't think. Maybe I could. I guess, you never know what you have to sacrifice until you have to sacrifice. Regular Guy says there are no $1 million homes in the Phils. Apparently, he has not been to Forbes Park, anywhere prices in BGC. You know what? Apparently, he hasn't been to a lot of places. Okay? There are 4 or 5, I can't remember, Bel Air villages in Manila, Makati, all right, where home prices start at $1 million US. Just go online and Google it, all right? Forbes Park, all right, huge dollars, big money, okay? He's just misinformed. Of course, then again, Regular Guy is a guy that stays in $22 a night hotels. So, what do you expect? All right. Well, look, folks, it has been a blast. I never expected to get this much response doing it at this time of day. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day, but I'm going to go get ready and take care of stuff that Arlene's going to be bringing in. So take care. Thank you so much. Subscribe, like, hit that thumbs up, whatever. I appreciate it. Have a great day.